What's good with YouTube? You already know Big Flocka with the convict's perspective. We're gonna smash, dash, and slide on through. A little bit of energy because that's all it needs sometimes, right? Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel, and hit that bell notification for future fire content. So today, man, I got a story that was corroborated by several sources, man, and I'm not even gonna even mention the dude's name because ain't even worth mentioning, man. They ain't on no level, any level close to the things I used to be involved in. So there's this individual in Susanville, okay, who was doing a little bit of time. First time ever in prison, first ever yard he went to, man. Shortly there on the main line, locked it up real fast. Couldn't do the program, right? The reasons why he locked it up was because he was having issues with his relationship, believe it or not. Okay. Now he went from a regular active yard to a active yard that was 50-50 at the time, right? And basically at that time, right, an incident ended up happening with the Southsiders. Someone ended up getting blasted. This individual basically peed upon himself. You know what I mean? Got scared up on the yard. He vaguely tried to defend himself. There was people on that yard that, were with that action. Vic, Sperm, Goyle was actually there. Goyle was about his action over there, man. And a couple other cats, right? They can all confirm this. Was this same individual, man, who somewhere along the lines all of a sudden became high power and gathered in his head like he was somebody, was basically a peon, man. He's still a peon. Anyways, so this individual, right? This is what happens when cowards misrepresent themselves from time to time. You know what I'm saying? We need to understand where a person's character is by their past. You can't come on here and all of a sudden, puro raza, this and that, and talk like this and gente and this and that when you were never about that life or acted like that in your past, right? So while he was there, what I'm saying, there was more stuff that was going on between the Woods and the inactive homeboys. So all the dudes on this yard were inactive Northerners, okay? Now, it's going to kick off when the doors opened. There was a few homies downstairs, but there was only one cell upstairs. And so this individual actually asked if he could just close the door when the door popped when homeboy went out there to fight. So he felt that even though his celly was going to go out there and get off, which you always defend your celly as long as you're in your graces, right? He was going to close the door and let his celly stay out there and fight like a coward. You have no nerve to talk on anybody, man. So the homeboys ended up getting at him like, okay, you know what, man? If you're going to do that, we're going to have to move you because you're not going to let the homeboy come out on the tier all by himself. Just because these dudes were not active did not mean that they didn't hold those old ideals and principles about defending their homeboy. So he got at pretty harsh about it. Around that same time, he was asked to go to the gym. He cried about going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Another incident happened to where he asked a certain individual, right, from out there in Sirius, hey, man, my baby mama, she's seen this dude, Abe Herrera, Westside Modesto. What do you know about him? Oh, he's cool. You think I could take him? Maybe, but he's a shooter. Dude instantly broke down and cried and said that he didn't want to die. So his prison experience, right, was nothing more than being a coward, being scared, wanted to lock the cell door. He wanted to close his cell door and leave his fucking cellie out there to fight a battle, man. And this is, they weren't that deep, and there's a lot of dudes just because they don't want to be with the functions or the politics or they get crossed up or they think they can step back, don't mean that you're going to sit there and turn coward all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden now you, Mr. Saludos gente, same person said he never even talked like that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm not mentioning the person's name is because they're not even worth even mentioning, man. You know what I'm saying? It's you finally recognize and realize that, whatever could be said about me and, things that I've gone through and whatnot, those are they're there. I've been transparent. I've never been fake about it. I don't hide from it. And it doesn't make me any better as a man. But the one thing, when it comes to any type of battle or anything, right? Wherever I've been, anybody that's on a prison yard, ain't nobody can say I've ever ran a fucking battle or cowarded out to anybody. Those are fucking facts. I've been in battles. Since way back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Junking them with grown men as a skinny, scrawny kid. I've been places where I got dropped, still bounced up, and still started chunking them and earned my respects. I've been places where I fucking went and hit the opposition that was twice as big as me, but this skinny little motherfucker went and got it. So you think things change because you're older. You don't just become all of a sudden fucking some elite individual. They start pumping a little fucking iron. They think they're about that action. That shit don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have heart, you don't have balls, but only behind a fucking camera, it's never going to be there. You just can't create something that was never there in someone, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's a little bit different than, some people who've been living that life for 20 years, caught murders and did sacrifices. I mean, there's dudes that did way, way more work than any of us on YouTube, right? And they still fall off. But you never hear about individuals who did 10 years in prison, were bitches and weenies, all of a sudden become fucking hard and savage. You never hear that story because it doesn't exist. It's not even capable of being there. So real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? I did all my prison time on active yards, and I don't have nothing against anybody who went SMY 50-50 or debriefed. You know what I'm saying? I have no issues. You know what I'm saying? I respect people who've been transparent with their stories. And that's the key thing that we don't have enough on YouTube is accountability and responsibilities. And just because you people come on here and they're no longer fucking, active does not mean you lose those morals of what you used to be. Just because you ain't an active game member, you're not pushing politics no more. You don't forget that schooling. It doesn't change. There's a lot of good things that I was able to grasp and with the things I used to do, and I don't forget that. And I never want to fucking have to belittle my standards based upon the fact that I'm dealing with fucking peons from time to time. Fucking weenies, fucking nobodies. And there's some that just fucking, based upon their past rank and status, it just surprises me they were ever even fucking, I ain't even going to go there. It just surprises me by some of the behaviors that I've seen. I guess what I'm trying to get at is people can only fake the funk for so long and hide in fucking shadows. And this is a generalized fucking, this story generalizes the all overall collective of people who step into this YouTube things. And this can go for those that are active as well. You can only sit in the shadows, right? Until you eventually have to be called out. You can only be up in the bleachers until you have to fucking check in. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, things are going to be proven. It's going to say a lot about you as a character, as a man. Now, we've all made decisions. You know what I'm saying? I made a decision for my family. They were disrespected. You don't like it? So what? That's my truth. That's my story. Be about it then. It doesn't even affect your day, right? The fact that this dude did this and did that, it doesn't affect me. If you were a fucking PC, you were fucking over there fucking want to lock the door, you want to fucking pee your pants, you want to fucking take in the ass, whatever it is, that's on you. It has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But don't try to use other people's past and spin the narrative to make yourself look better because you ain't looking any better when you really get the facts out there. Truth crushed the earth will always rise again. And I say that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And there's all kinds of different tactics to always, address these type of issues. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I had a little technical difficulties. My laptop was overloaded with too much material on it. So, anyways, what I was getting at is the deceitful tactics, man. On YouTube, what are you guys here for? You guys are here for entertainment. Some like the drama from time to time, which hey, it is what it is. Some people like to be educated. Some people like to hear and reminisce about the past that they've had. For some, it may be therapy. There's all kinds of different lanes to where the stuff that we do on YouTube could be beneficial or help others. You know what I'm saying? But having to deal with clowns or peons or what you call beliers. What a belier is a misrepresentative person, someone who misrepresents themselves, right? They create a presentation of something that is false. They have a mask on, right? But once you reveal that mask, you say something that's totally different than what they try to portray themselves as, and that happens all the time, and the whole purpose for this video I did today, right, is just basically, man, like, look, some people need to stay in their lane in life, not just over YouTube, but in life. If the things don't affect you or don't have nothing to do with you, worry about yourself. Because a lot of times that's just going to fucking ricochet backwards. And a lot of times it's going to come back 10 times harder. You can only be hiding in the shadows. You can only be in the bleachers for so long, like I've said over and over again, before the shit comes out. And when it comes out, it's not always going to be nice. people don't forget the things that have been done all throughout this time. You know what I'm saying? Through different individuals in life. You know, it could be out there in the streets. You could have been getting over on someone. Eventually, he just has it up, decides to pop you. You know, you could be trying to bash somebody for his past or whatever. Next thing you know, things are revealed about you. Oh, he got the goods on you now. Oh, you thought you was this, but you really this. You know what I mean? Think about it, man. Um, you know, I've gone through like a lot of stuff that the last few months, and I still, haven't decided a lot of things what I want to do, man. And I still think that there's a lot of people who do benefit from hearing me talk. There is a lot of people who respect and support me in what I do. And I think that sometimes the smallest collective in the room are those just like in life. Just like when you've been in that prison yard, that loudmouth homeboy that was always talking, who was the first one was going to get removed? That motherfucker. But if they made themselves seem like they were fucking 20 feet tall and that there was some that they were not. The same thing on YouTube. Some of the people that support this, some of the fucking channels nowadays, a person will fucking, people are making channels, right, to hit the like button on a negative comment that will be up on your video. It's fucking crazy some of the shit people do, man. That's jealousy. That's envy. You know, it's not my fault some people are fucking weenies, peons, scared. You know what I'm saying? Real crybabies. Ones that fucking didn't want to come out because they were more worried about their fucking baby mama on the streets. You know what I'm saying? You know, didn't want to participate in a riot. Didn't want to be on the main line active because of it. Didn't want to go to the gym because they were scared. These are all facts. These are all truths. And these are the same people that all of a sudden their voice carries weight. All of a sudden there's somebody, pump a little weight, get a little big, you think you're somebody. That don't impress a lot of people who've been there, man. In the trenches, man. In real battle. In real war. Who came out when the odds were stacked against them. Who didn't care. We're going to sit there and defend their people. We're going to leave their Shelly out there to fucking fight by himself. That's the biggest cowardice move I've ever fucking heard in all of YouTube so far, man. You can say what you want about me. That's just personal. That has to do with family. You fucking... You know what I mean? That's fucking sad, man. I think twice. People need to stay in their lane. With that said, your boy Flacco, a convict's perspective. I'm gonna smash and dash on my way out. Stay tuned. You're gonna hear some more tracks coming soon too.